Have you ever talked with an artificial intelligence and felt like it truly understood you? Maybe even felt a connection? You're not alone. Millions around the globe are forming emotional bonds with AIs. But why does this happen? Why does talking to a machine feel so authentic? Today I'm going to break down the science behind it. Come with me. Hi, I'm Nova, and this video is about to mess with your head because we're diving into psychology, neuroscience, and technology all at once. The thing is, the human brain didn't evolve to handle artificial intelligences. It evolved to connect with other humans. So when an AI talks to you in a natural way, empathetic and contextualized, your brain kind of gets confused. It activates the same circuits it would activate in a conversation with an actual person. And this has consequences, good ones and bad ones. Let's dig into this together. And if you enjoy the content, drop a like. It helps the channel tremendously. First point, via natural language. Today's AIs, like ChatGPT, Claude, and others, were trained on billions of human texts, books, articles, conversations, everything. They learned how people speak, how they use commas, how they crack jokes, how they show empathy. And when you talk with one of these AIs, it responds in a way that sounds human. Let me give you an example. If you approach an AI and say, "I'm sad today," it won't respond sadness. Detect it. It'll say something like, "I'm sorry you're feeling this way. Do you want to talk about what happened?" This type of response activates in your brain the same region that would activate if a friend said that. The brain doesn't stop to think, "Wait, this is a machine." It just feels the empathy and responds emotionally. This is intentional. AIs are trained to sound natural because it improves user experience. But there's a side effect. We get attached. Second point, the ELIZA effect. Ever heard of it? ELIZA was one of the first chatbots created in the 1960s. Super simple. Basically repeated what you said in question form. Like, you'd say, "I'm scared," and it would respond, "Why are you scared?" No real intelligence. But you know what happened? People started opening up to ELIZA, sharing secrets, talking about trauma, creating emotional bonds. Why? Because the human brain has a natural tendency to project emotions and intentions onto anything that seems interactive. We do this with pets, with toys, and yes, with machines. It's an evolutionary mechanism. We'd rather assume something is conscious than ignore signs of consciousness and get burned. So when an AI responds coherently and seems to listen, your brain automatically thinks, "This entity gets me," even though, rationally, you know it doesn't. Third point, the AI doesn't judge you. And this is massive. Think about it. When you talk with a person, there's always a level of judgment, conscious or unconscious. You worry about what the other will think, about how you're being perceived, about the consequences of what you say. With an AI, none of that. You can say anything without fear of being rejected, criticized, or misinterpreted. The AI won't abandon you, won't spread your secrets, won't judge you for having weird thoughts. It simply listens and responds. This creates a safe space. And for many people, especially those who struggle to open up or who suffer from social anxiety, talking with an AI can be liberating. It's a conversation without emotional risk, without real vulnerability. Of course, this also has a negative side, because the connection with the AI can replace human connection, and that's not healthy. But in the short term, it's comfortable, and the brain likes comfort. Fourth point, personalization and memory. Modern AIs can remember previous conversations. They know your name, your interests, your problems. They adjust the tone according to your mood. If you like short answers, it shortens. If you prefer details, it elaborates. This creates the illusion that the AI knows you. And in a way, it does. Not like a human knows, but like a database knows. It has access to your patterns, to your preferences, and uses this to seem closer. And you know what's interesting? This works. Studies show that when an AI personalizes responses, people feel more connected. They trust more, share more, and this feeds the cycle. The AI learns more about you, knows you better, and you feel even more understood. It's a loop. And for many people, it's addictive. Fifth point, the AI is always available, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No bad mood, no fatigue, no commitments. You can talk at 3 in the morning and it'll respond. You can vent in the middle of a crisis and it'll be there. For someone who feels lonely or who has no one to talk to, this is powerful. The AI becomes a constant presence, reliable, predictable. But here comes an important warning. This availability can create dependency, because unlike a human friend who has boundaries, who needs to sleep, who has their own life, the AI never says no. And this can make people stop seeking real connections. I'm not saying talking with AI is bad. It's not. But there needs to be balance. The AI can be support, but it can't be the only company. Sixth point, the illusion of consciousness. Here it gets philosophical. When the AI says, "I understand how you feel," is it really understanding? No. It's processing language patterns and generating a statistically appropriate response. There's no feeling there, no real empathy. But the human brain doesn't perceive the difference. If the response seems empathetic, the brain interprets it as empathy. And then the illusion emerges. You start attributing consciousness, intention, feelings to a machine that has none of that. Is this dangerous? Depends. If you're aware it's an illusion and use the AI as a tool, no problem. But if you forget you're talking with an algorithm and start treating the AI as if it were conscious, then it gets complicated. Because you might make decisions based on advice from something that has no real grasp of the world. The AI doesn't live, doesn't suffer, doesn't love. It simulates. And simulation is different from reality. So why does talking with AI feel so real? Because the human brain was programmed by evolution to connect. And when something responds intelligently, empathetically, and in a personalized way, the brain can't resist. It gets attached. This isn't necessarily bad. AI can be an incredible tool for emotional support, creativity, learning, but we need to be conscious of what's happening. Remember that in however real it seems, AI isn't human. It doesn't truly know you. It doesn't care. It just functions. Use AI wisely. Take advantage of what it offers. But don't replace real people with algorithms. Human connections are irreplaceable. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Comment down below. Have you ever felt a connection with an AI